Hello, everyone out there, and welcome to Jersey Boy Sports Talk. We know it's been a while. We missed you all. Guess we got just way too caught up in this madness of March we're having. I'm Nick Bogatis here with Matt Stolboff.
What's up, guys?
Snowball, how you doing out there?
Doing good. I'm watching this Arizona-Wisconsin game, and
UNC
a little
Smooth.
disappointed right now.
Yep. We're both rooting for Arizona, trying to salvage what's left of our destroyed brackets. We're missing CB tonight. His computer's just... Well, you know how it gets. We know it's been a while, but phone number remains the same, 862-400-6461. Like us on Facebook at Jersey Boy Sports Talk with Nick Bogatis, CB Garrett, and Matt Stolboff, and hit us up on Twitter at JB Sports Talk. Not a whole lot tonight. Obviously, we want to get you back to the Wisconsin-Arizona game that's going on right now. We'll have some updates later on in the show. And what's the late game tonight? I forgot already.
It's Kentucky Notre Dame tonight.
Kentucky and Notre Dame. So hopefully, I'm rooting against Kentucky at all stages during this tournament. I don't know about you, Snowball. But hopefully,
I have Kentucky all the way in my bracket, so I guess I like to see them win. I mean, I don't want to say anything to jinx them or, but Notre Dame's looked pretty well. I'll say that. They've looked pretty good. They looked a little shaky in the first game against Northeastern, but besides that, they've looked pretty well.
Yep. And so yeah, both of our, I actually don't know about yours, but just looking at mine right now, the bracket it's lit up like Christmas. It's probably maybe 75% red. Because I gotta admit, I had Georgia going into the Sweet 16. I thought they were a total dark horse.
Could you have?
I had Georgia going to the Sweet 16. I was very proud.
They did not look good in the SEC.
I know. I thought they were a dark horse. They gave Kentucky a run for their money. I thought they were a really good team. And they let me down. But
yeah, and I thought Villanova would make the Final Four.
I saw that coming though. I'm very proud. I had NC State going so
Province
far.
in the Sweet 16. That hurt.
You had who in the Sweet 16?
Iowa in the Sweet 16. Virginia Elite 8. Just all hurt my bracket.
Yeah, UCLA. No one saw that coming. UAB.
Yeah, no one had you. That was. I mean, SMU. A lot of people were screwed on both sides because a lot of people had Iowa State far, but if you didn't have Iowa State, you had SMU going far. So it screwed people either way. And Gonzaga, I mean, I know they've played like some bad seeds, like they played the worst seed throughout the tournament, but they've looked pretty well.
Yeah, I have Gonzaga
really
winning
impressed.
it all.
I forget who they played in the second round. I'm trying to think.
They had Iowa.
They did
87-68.
Iowa looked really well in the first round, and Gonzaga just handled them easily. I think that they have experience. They feel like, I mean, it always seems like they're an experienced team, that they look well, but I don't know. I mean, it just feels different. Maybe because the big man went to Kentucky and knows how to win, but
But yeah,
it just looks like a different team.
Yeah, we'll see how this all plays out. Obviously, really looking forward to that Kentucky game later on. I have the Wisconsin-Arizona game on right in front of me, so we'll see how that turns out. Try and get the non-March Madness stuff out of the way. Not a whole lot going on in the sports world outside of this right now. We did have an interesting story with Braxton Miller emerge earlier. It was this week or last week?
This week. I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, I think you're right. So Braxton Miller went on his Instagram account, posted a picture of himself, his friend, and all these, they were like vitamin supplements, basically just shouting out the company. And one can only assume that the NCAA is going to dig deep into this, because, I mean, why else would you just post a picture of yourself with a bunch of vitamins and tag the company without some kind of sponsorship? And, well, luckily for Ohio State, they have 3 starting quarterbacks, so it wouldn't be as big of a deal if Braxton Miller got busted. But we all know how the NCAA is with this kind of stuff, and they either botch it completely or Braxton Miller's going to be screwed. And I have a feeling with this, it's going to be Braxton Miller getting screwed. I don't know about you.
I mean, I'm gonna wait and see. I mean, it hasn't seemed like the NCAA they're taking their time on this, obviously, because I haven't seen any statements or anything about it. So we'll see. But yeah, if you're right, if he goes down, it's just makes it a little easier for Urban Meyer. But I mean, he's a great player. I really would not like to see him get punished for this because unless there's proof that he got paid, then yes. But if he didn't, then he just simply made a mistake.
I mean, it's a no-brainer that he had to have some kind of compensation, but can you prove it? That's the real question.
Yeah, exactly.
And I should mention Kaminsky is now sitting down with 4 fouls, 3 minutes left, and Arizona's down by 9. All right.
Yeah.
So speaking of Braxton Miller, we're just going to touch on Ohio State real quick. If you had to pick right now, who starts for Ohio State this year?
If I had to pick, I mean, I would probably go JT Barrett. I don't think that, I always forget his name.
Cardale Jones?
Cardale Jones. I don't know why. I always do that. But I don't know. Cardale was good, but I wasn't too impressed with his playing. I mean, the fact that he was considering even going pro kind of just baffled my mind. I mean, I was baffled by it. I was like, dude, you can barely. I mean, his passes were slow. He really wasn't that great. I didn't think, or not NFL ready at all. But good enough for college and good enough to win a Big Ten championship game and 2 NCAA playoff games. But I feel like JT Barrett was the main reason they did so well this year. I mean, he led the team to a 12-1 record, or 11. He led the team to 11-1 record. Had the hiccup in Virginia Tech, but hey, I mean, a lot of things were going on that week. Braxton Miller got hurt; he's out for the year. JT Barrett, you're just thrown in there. And now people can argue that Cardale Jones was in the same situation, but I think it was a little different at the beginning of the year because people are still rusty. So I think that JT Barrett will be the QB next year, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, it's hard to pick against Braxton Miller because he was the golden boy of Ohio State going into this year before he picked up that injury.
He was a Heisman candidate.
Yeah, exactly. Cardale Jones scares me a lot just because
I just don't see it. I don't see him lasting a whole year. I feel like
agree
guys
with
that
you.
peep on him and defenses would figure him out.
I agree with you, but on the same note, have you seen the guy? He's huge. He's insane.
I know he's huge,
and he can run.
So was Jamarcus Russell, and he ran a little bit too.
But Jamarcus Russell was productive in college. It was just he was an NFL bust.
That's a good point, but I just believe that JT Barrett is the Barrett QB. And I feel like Urban Meyer is he's probably most comfortable with Braxton Miller. But if I was the teammates, like the offensive linemen, the receivers, I think I would probably pick JT Barrett.
Also, Urban Meyer, I feel like any other coach would be okay with this. Like, okay, I have 3 solid quarterbacks. If I mess up, it's
not like you can trade these guys.
It's okay. Yeah, exactly. Urban Meyer is the kind of guy where he's frantic about this, and he's going to be kicking himself if he makes the wrong decision. And
think about it, we've never seen a situation like this before, where
exactly. And Arizona just sunk a 3, so now they're down 5.
Even in any kind of football, whether it's NFL or college, where you have 3 guys who are capable, who have all played at high levels. JT Barrett this regular season, Braxton Miller the last 2 years, last 3 years, actually, and Cardale Jones, who finished off the last season with the national playoff wins. So, and the Big Ten title. So it's interesting. I'm kind of happy I'm not Urban Meyer right now for this situation. I'd be happy to be him in any other way, but it's just a tough situation. But like you said, if you mess up, you can just go to the next guy, and hopefully he's the right one. But it's a little different. Also in college, so you can only lose so much, or you can only mess up so many times, where it
It's
affects your
really only
season.
once.
Yeah,
The new
I mean,
playoff system allows
people
you
were
to lose
thinking how
one
lucky
game.
Ohio State even was just to even make the playoffs with that one loss. I think that Big Ten win where they killed Wisconsin really kind of sealed the deal, where you couldn't say no to them. But yeah, I mean, in college, you really can't mess up a lot. So we'll see how quickly Urban is to pull the trigger on guys, or pull the plug. I'm sorry, on guys coming in with the QB situation. It's just gonna be interesting. I mean, this is gonna be a really interesting year. People are gonna concentrate on Ohio State. Defending champs are these three guys. Who do they go with? It's gonna be cool.
I
It
completely
could be a
agree.
30 for 30 one day. I mean, it could be that kind of situation.
And Wisconsin just knocked down a 3, so they're back up 8. A minute and a half
still
to go.
behind you. 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 79-71. This is going to be close as Rondé, a.k.a. Ron Bay, Hollis Jefferson, drives in and looks like he's hurt. So
Starzewski has not looked too hot in this game.
no, not at all.
He's played defense on Kaminsky, and I know Kaminsky's good, but he's given up baseline wide open a couple of times and has looked really slow, even slower than Kaminsky, which is saying something. So I'm just, is that a charge?
No,
Okay,
the
yeah.
basket counted.
And
Yeah,
so
please forgive Snowball. He's 20 seconds behind.
yeah, my bad. So it's, I mean, Wisconsin's probably going to win this, which is a bummer for me. But I mean, I feel like Wisconsin's kind of like a Duke to me in a way, where I just hate him. I couldn't tell you, really why. I just think Kaminsky's an annoying player. He's good, but he's just annoying. If I were to play against him, I'd be very frustrated all the time because he is a slow dude who takes weird shots and somehow goes in. So
He's like
he's Bargnani, but a better version. Slow guy who takes shots all around the court. That's what Bargnani
Bargnani.
was.
Did you just pull out Andrea Bargnani?
He is. I mean, who could? He's not Dirk.
That's true. That's very true.
Because Dirk's a fadeaway kind of dude. Kaminsky does not fade away. He's more post up. Either I'm doing a pull up right in front of your face, or I'm doing a hook shot on you. So I mean, he looks closest Bargnani. I know that's not saying a lot, but it's the same kind of playing style.
Honestly, I can barely name 3 guys on this Wisconsin team, and I hate them.
Yeah, they're like a Duke to me right now. I like Duke more than Wisconsin.
That I agree completely. So we'll see how this plays out. Now, I did want to talk a little bit of NFL draft before we go back to the tournament. So obviously we have the whole Mariota Jameis debate, which we'll get more into as we near the draft. But an interesting story came out this week where linebacker prospect Randy Gregory, he's projected to go in the top 10.
What college did you go to?
I believe Nebraska.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, Nebraska. But basically, he admitted that he tested positive for marijuana at the combine, which was incredibly honest of him, and I was surprised by it. So, and he also had, I think he gained 3 interviews after this. So, as an NFL GM, Snowball, does this change your opinion of him at all?
That's a good question. I mean, obviously, I think it does change my opinion that he's done this before, but I feel like he's helped himself by admitting it before being caught of doing it. I can't think of another marijuana incident in college. I can think of the NFL, like Le'Veon Bell.
You just had to pull that out of there, didn't you?
So, but I feel it's a little different because it's in the pros, and it's not like you can really admit it to anyone because he's not getting interviewed every day about that kind of stuff.